wrestling, right? Everybody thinks they can do it. But the good ones rise up. The cream of the crop will come up. You'll move up. You'll move up. You'll move up. You'll move up if you pay attention. Study. Be a student of the game. The last time I was here, I told you guys, it's just like being in a college chemistry course for the rest of your life. And all the rules and everything changes. It's different in my day. It's not worse, it's better. It's harder. It's going to change on you. You're going to have to study the whole time you're in this business and get better. You're going to think, how can I get better? Can I drop a little weight? Can I put on a little muscle? Can I get faster? Can I practice the moves and get faster? Those things are maybe what you need in your character. Just like Dagon says, just like I explained, find your niche and it works. Don't think that you can be a badass when you don't look like a badass. Don't think you can look like Andre the Giant when you're my size. It is not going to work. You have to deal with your strengths and your weaknesses.
A lot of times that's up to the promoters too. Like,
it is.
Sometimes,
Nick Dinsmore did not come to Eugene.
I can talk to guys all the time and be like, this is what you need to do. And they're like, nah, that's not what I want to do. But
that's
the promoter puts you in a scenario, and at the end of the scenario, you look awesome. You got to kind of think about,
Well, you have to do what the promoter says.
Yeah.
It's different today because
you're not always going to
there's
want to
promotions all over.
Yeah.
But it was a smaller group of promoters in my day, so you were thankful that they were using you. You damn well were going to do whatever you told them because he wouldn't use you. Now you can just pick up and go downstate, and there's 5 promoters in Orlando, there's 10 promoters in Tampa, there's 4 promoters in Jacksonville. It's not as hard to get booked, but it's all about getting better, about the progression, about you and your wrestling ability progressing up and getting better and better. The locker room etiquette, to think about that and say, what can I do? Let's not just grab ass and talk about what we were doing and I went to the fair and I did this and I did that. No, let's get in there and talk. Let's make connections and meet people. Say hello. Sit there and say, what do you think I need? Ask the vets. What do you think I need to work on? Did you see my match? What do you think is my strength that I can work on? Ask them. Every single veteran I have interviewed, and I've interviewed a lot of them, have said, if anybody asks me a question, I will answer it and I will help them. Every single, not one of them said, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't like to talk. Every single one said, I'd love to help you. So go to them. Last time I was here, John Davis was here.
Be a little iffy with some of the people he asked. There's a whole lot of bitter pills out there.
Well, that's the problem is sometimes you may hear your match sucked.
You may not want to hear that.
But that's the biggest answer.
It depends on who it comes from, though.
That's true.
I've heard that from
Most
the right
of
person, and I can take it with that, because if the right person says it, it means a little more, it hurts a lot more. But if it's a random person that's just being an ass because they might be negative about someone else,
that's why I say go to a vet that you can trust it will give you an honest opinion.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to do that. Most of them will help you. But if he does say, oh my God, man, you do not even know how to do an arm drag. I say, well, could you help me?
Yeah.
Because I talked to a guy the other day and he goes, oh man, you're complaining about my arm drags. And I said, well, how do you do them? He said, when we lock up, I just drag him. And I said, okay. Do you do it any other time? No, not really, just when we lock up. I'm going, man, there's like a whole bunch of different arm drags. You just don't do one from a lockup. So if the guy's charging you, it's a different type of arm drag. There's an arm drag that you do is very similar to a hip toss. Yeah. So the guy's coming and you're going to take him and get him up. When you drag him, your hand is used here to get a height so he comes down flat. And if he comes down flat, or if he's running at you and he slides, you can't hold that arm. But if you get him up in the air and you land, you can roll right over and go into that arm bar. And he's not sliding away from you. There's more than one of every move. There's more than one hip toss. There's more one than just a hip toss. It's the same hip toss, right? When you get a hip toss, you want to sky that guy because that's what looks good, is if he gets the height from a hip toss. So you don't just flop him over. You step up as he comes in. When you come into that thing, it's your job to get up and over. Just like a backdrop, just like an arm drag, just like it's your job to cooperate with the move. And that comes in practice. That's what Dagon's here for. is to get you in there and think about the basic stuff that gets left behind because you want to hurry up and get to the big spots. I want to hurry up and do a suplex, superplex. Oh, I want to hurry up and I want to do the tornado DDT. Oh, I want to hurry up and do that. Look, hip toss, arm drags, headlocks. Can you do those? Yeah, I can do it. And you say, let me see it. You got off, man. You did a great tornado DDT, but you can't do those during the match. You have to start with something. So, you know, you need to work on your basics. That's what I'm impressed most people.
Still be afraid to just do a move, you know, as opposed to like 3 moves. You know, you gotta, and there's nothing wrong with doing combo moves, but you need to allow time for each move to resonate. You don't want to
It has to
you don't want to
mean
let someone
something.
take a bump and then come right up and sell it to another move. Like you want like it to be like boom, oh shit, oh shit. You know, like you want each thing to be able to absorb. You know, you don't want it to be like. You know, it's like it's more of like a work routine than doing these moves. It takes away from it.
Makes it look weak.
It takes away, especially too if you end with one move.
And that progression, though, as it gets toward the end of the match, you're going to speed up that stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
That's at the beginning. As you go with your progression, you're going to speed it a little faster. Running late? Okay.
They're on your time.
Okay, we went through a lot of just the basic treat people like you want to be treated. It doesn't matter if you hate their guts while you're in the locker room. Don't treat them like crap because your promoter may be watching you, the agent may be watching you, and he might want to push that guy. And he's got to choose between him and you. Which one is he going to choose? He's going to choose the guy that he's going to push. So when I talked to you, you said you don't want to start any problems in the locker room. You are absolutely right. You never, ever start problems in the locker room. You got a problem with the guy, talk to him on your own time. That locker room, the band of brothers. That's what that is. So you hate his guts, but you let it pass. Is there fights? Has there been fights? Have there been fights? Hell yeah. You lose your temper. It's part of athletics. You're fired up, you will lose your temper. That's why you got guys in the back. You got agent, the promoter, the other guys, you break them up as quick as do it in the indies when you're trying to get booked everywhere and it gets around that you got your jaw broke by somebody because you got in a fight. What do you think the other promoters are going to think?
Stay at home.
Absolutely. So think about what you're doing.
Everybody should know you can't go under that.
Yeah, both the guys broke the jaw, that's what they'll do. All right, while over finishes, make them simple. Start off simple. Don't get them so convoluted. Don't let them take time. We took the extra finish the day where you did the thing. The first thing I saw was you had a really good match. I know what you did. For as much experience you had, it was a very good match. When they jumped you at the end, Lance gets you with a forearm to the back. He rolled you over and he punched you 3 times. You just took an unbelievable amount of punishment in the ring. And that laid you out for 5 minutes. That's the first thing I said was, no, I don't believe that. They should have been on your ass and put you out. They jumped right from it, went too fast. Now, I love things together. You know, I'm not saying anything about him, but it's something you think about. Let's try to make it believable to these fans. Think about what you just did, the matches and the moves you did and what you popped up from and kicked out from. How much more devastating was that than what put you out? Don't not think about that. Think about that. Try to think of it logically. That's all you have to do. Worried about that, you know, you can have suppose you get burned, you're going to be wearing that. You got to be careful with that because once you start that, you can't back up.
Yeah.
You know, unless you come up with a storyline to make that reason backing up.
So when you come into town,
He's gonna have to
you're
wear.
gonna have to one match.
Yeah, he's gonna wear an ace bandage underneath the mask in the next show for sure, just to like address it.
And since you said you got your stomach wrapped, you can wear a shirt too.
Yeah. And also, it shouldn't, I'm not telling you that's what you do, but that should go into the storyline too. The fact that he's injured, go ahead and defending his title and he's injured. I mean, you saw that on WWE, how Cena sold the ankle still, it is hurt. That goes along. That's the biggest thing you see in the indies is this show, this month, the guy, his arm was almost broken. Next time, nothing happened. Hell, you see it, he runs out and makes a save and his arm didn't hurt anymore. You see a referee take a bump and go down, the referee's knocked out, he's laying on the ring, and he wakes up in time to count 1, 2, 3, and then he comes out of the next match and he's fine like nothing. Here's a non-trained guy that just got knocked out and he's fine. He's walking around, I didn't do anything. Oh, bull crap. You just got knocked out in the ring. Isn't this real? Or are we just going to say, no, it's all fake, screw it?
And that's why I like going back in the head and not see you sell for real.
That's what you want to say. No, it's all fake. Do they know it's fake? Yes, but they want to suspend their disbelief just for a while when you guys are in there. And you want to have control of this crowd so that they think, oh my God, Kid Hollywood, that guy's good. I want to see him, you know. They will start believing in what you do if it makes logical sense to them. If they go, well, wasn't he hurt? His neck was hurt. Now he didn't even act like anything's wrong. Or, I wish Pez was here because I could tell him that. And by the way, tell Pez he should have made $100 the other night at the show. Anybody that referees as many matches as a referee does shouldn't be paid minimum wage. I mean, how'd you like to referee every single match, have to be there for every single finish? You guys got to be there for one.
He was involved in a spot probably every match too.
Every single time, you know. Referees are worth their money. Respect your referees, don't make them stupid. Treat them with respect, they can help you. They will pass messages for you. They will see things and cover for you. Don't make them cover because you don't kick out and he goes 1, 2. He's coming down with 3. If you don't kick out, he should hit. He should never stop or that makes that whole match look like crap. If he's supposed to hit and he stops and you don't kick out, everybody questions everything else about the show. The whole show.
I get a lot of like ring reps. They'll be like, you know, like so when you know they might not be familiar with spots and stuff. And they're like, so what? When do I do the pin? And I'm like, every time I want to fucking pin, you count that pin. If I don't kick out or you don't kick out, that's the end of the match, and that's your fault or my fault. But you don't ever like I've been in matches before where like the person won't kick out and the ref won't count it, and the person on top flinches.
Yeah,
Like they expected the person to kick out, and everybody looks like ass because of that scenario. The ref would count that spot would have never been exposed.
They did everything. But that is the problem in this business is if you know the finish and the ref knows the finish, then he's not going to count the pin because he knows the finish. He's going to automatically stop. And he has to know that that's the difference between a good ref and a bad ref. If you pay attention to those good refs, I did that. That was one of the reasons I got there early, was I would check the matches out and see the good refs, and I would go and be their friend. Please, man, do my match. I would love for you. I'd kiss their butt as much as I could and be that good ref, do my match.
Pez gets that a lot when he does random shows. People will just be like, hey,
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You make contacts. You
always
do all
want
this.
Pez
It's
over Mr. Beach. You kidding me?
Yeah.
All right. Any questions? Anything you guys can think of?
One more small. I know we're trying to bring back I know a lot of, especially down in Orlando, you got a lot of the same guys that work for other promoters.
Right.
Now, would it make sense for you for one guy to do, let's say, an injury angle in one promotion, and then like the very next week in the same town for another promotion? Would it be okay to still sell that?
It's going to be up to the promoter. See, in my day, we didn't have that because we didn't have promoters in the same town that much, and you were in a territory. But in that, you're going to have to do what your promoter says for you to do, because he's the one hiring you. It's just like if you paint a house green, and this guy over here doesn't like green, he's going to tell you I want blue, and you got to paint it blue. So if you say, hey, I hurt my neck over there, and he says, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. This happened to Simon, right? Simon down there said, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. I don't want to wrestle anymore. And he said, you're on a show, you're wrestling. You better be on a show. We're not going to pick any of your boys on a show. So, some of that stuff happens. You have to do what your boss tells you to do in any job you're at. And this ultimately is a job.
So you just got a lot of the same banging and stuff, that.
It is. That's just the business today.
If the promoter's looking at it, you should think, okay,
That's right.
same crowd.
That's what I was going to get to. If the promoter is smart.
It depends if they acknowledge that other promotion too.
If they got a feud going.
Like, fuck those guys, and that's where you got to kind of think about who do you want to keep this guy happy, or do you Yeah, it's always who does more for you, really.
I had somebody tell me one time a promoter got in his face, sticking his finger in his face like that. And they said, well, you got two options. Two options. Reach up there and break his finger, or stay there and make his money. That's your two options. That's all you got. It's like that in any other job. That's it. You put up with it, put up with the promoter and what he does, or you move on. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes you're stuck, and that might be the only guy in your area. If he is, you got to work for him. You do whatever they ask you to do until you feel like they're treating you wrong and you get out. It's a job, it's a business, it's supposed to be how you make some money to do this. You get paid more money the better you get in the business. The more talented you get, you'll receive better pay and you're higher on the card. And you do that by showing the promoter you can wrestle, that you cooperate with the storylines if they have storylines, and you cooperate with the other wrestlers and they want to wrestle against you.
Yeah.
And he says, well, if you do all that, you better be selling tickets or something wrong.
And so as a promoter, if I see, that you're bringing in 10, 15, 30 people, then I'm going to pay more. If you're going out there and not doing that and just blah, 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 half-ass it, well then,
So what is he telling you? He's telling you, push the damn show you're on Facebook, on anything. Push it. Try to get people to come out to your show, because if you can bring 2 people, say, hey man, those guys came and I got in touch with them and told them, he'll appreciate
That's
it.
the cool thing about like Facebook too, is if like, a few people post the same thing, like, and one day it gets grouped together and it gets seen by, I've got a couple thousand people on mine, he's got a couple thousand people on his.
You can't count on people to promote you, you gotta promote you.
Exactly. There's the king of promotion right there. Pay attention to what he does. He promotes himself better than
What's my name on Facebook?
Just got to, part of it we got to arrange. Yes, pay attention to that. Pay attention to everything you do. You're a student in the game. You've got to learn. You got to get better. Figure out whatever way it takes to get better. Ronnie, you came up to me and said you're going to do whatever it takes to get in the gym. I respect that. That's what it's going to take. Get in there, get your body ready to take the bumps and everything that it's going to qualify for. That's what everybody's doing. You're working, you're traveling, you're getting to work more places. That's what it takes. You're traveling, you're here, you guys are here. I know you're downstate. You're learning. I talk to you all the time. I don't know you. You're welcome to call. You can call, whatever. Any of you guys want to call me, I got cards I can give you, or you can just go to the website. It's everywhere. That'll be it. Let's wrestle.